Hi, I'm Antonia from Summerlees Vets, and I'm talking to you today about how to desensitize your horse to vaccinations. So vaccines can be a really scary experience for your horse or pony, and it's really important that they are able to cope with that without getting too stressed out. So there are some things you can do at home to get them nice and calm and hopefully cope with the experience a little bit better if they tend to be a bit nervous. So generally most vets will approach your horse or pony nice and calmly, but obviously we're getting quite in tight and close to them. You can see this little guy's not stressed at all. But having someone who's used to being handled and is obviously halter broken makes our job a lot easier straight away. One of the things we always do before we jab a horse generally is we'll have a little feel underneath their jaw for the lymph nodes, so you can get your horse used to having somebody underneath their jaw. That can be really helpful. What we'll also always do before we jab a horse is have a little listen to them. So this may be the only experience your horse or pony has of a stethoscope. If you've got a cheap one at home that you can get them to see and get used to, that makes our job an awful lot easier. Literally all we're doing is having a little listen to their lung fields and their heart to just make sure everything's all normal. If your horse really hates this, it makes our job a lot more difficult. So just having a horse that isn't terrified makes life a lot simpler, and it just means we can have a really thorough look at how your horse is doing. So literally, I say, just getting the horse used to it, seeing it's not a strange piece of equipment, and then getting it used to being placed on them. As you can see, these guys aren't worried in the slightest, but there are some horses that really will abreact to having things placed on them, and just putting something underneath that elbow in there can be quite scary for some horses. So getting your horse or pony to a point where it's quite happy with that is a really big achievement, particularly if they are quite nervous of these sort of things or haven't been handled much in the past. And obviously we do things by both sides of the horse, so you can get your horse used to people moving around them either side, and again doing the same sort of thing will make our lives a lot easier and make the whole experience less stressful for them. Generally with needles, when we're going to inject them, depending on the size of them, we'll often be aiming in the neck. So when we aim in the neck for these horses and ponies, generally on the eyes of these little we often go in hindquarters, but for your bigger creatures we'll go into the neck, so we'll pick up a little skin pinch like that. So if you can just practice with your horse or pony just picking up a skin pinch, just so they get used to that sort of motion, that sort of feeling can really help them. And then if you can practice with a pen or something similar, just so they're used to something moving towards that skin pinch, can help phenomenally. As I say, some of these little guys will often be back in their hindquarters, and again, if you've got a horse that will stand there and let you touch their hindquarters, that's half the battle won. And again, we will just jab them like that. But just keeping yourself nice and safe while you're practicing things can help enormously. And yeah, if you can do all of those things with your horse or pony or even donkey, then we can then do a vaccination nice and safely and without too much stress. I hope that's helped. Thank you very much.